Hello everyone, it's Rita here, and thanks for stopping by my channel. I didn't get as far as I wanted to get, so I'm going to show you what I've done, and then I thought we'd make something because I'm getting bored with just putting papers on these envelopes. So I still have, oh my gosh, let me see, they're all stuck over here. Like 6 or 7, 8 maybe. These are the ones I've done. Go back here. So this one I'm going to just do a pocket on here in the front because it's kind of plain. I don't even have to use this in the front, but I thought I would because it says Count Dracula on the top. And also I had learned from one of my subscribers that Edgar Allan Poe did not write Count Dracula. He wrote The Raven, and so somewhere I must have read that, and I was wrong. And let's see, the real author is Bram, how do you say it? Stoker? Ron Stoker. But The Raven was Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe. I can't even say that. I don't know why. It's not that hard. Okay, anyway, so this is the first page. Now, on each one of these, there's going to be this pocket, and I'll make journal cards to put inside there. And then this is the back page, and what I did was stamped around it. I used the black ink because I couldn't find the black soot. And then I thought, well, I didn't buy it, but I just feel like I had it when I did this Gothic journal before, because I remember inking everything in black. So I don't know. Who knows where I might have stashed it away. So this to me is the Dracula guy that's in this digital kit. And the digital kits are Castle Vampire by, I guess it's Elsie Bell's bookshelf. And then some of the kit is Shabby Dabby Doodah, which is a Halloween kit. I don't know the exact name. I think it just says Halloween kit. Then Artie Mae's, part of it is Artie Mae's kit, and it's called Gothic. And then another kit, which has these very dark images, these dark purplish color. That is Vampire Heart paper. And that is by Digital Curio. And I was thinking that's what, where I got that. And then I also had Blush and Burgundy by Shabby Dabby Doodah, but I don't think I printed out any. I don't think this journal's big enough to be adding more stuff. So anyway, that's the list of the people, and I will make sure that they're all on my link tree so that you can go find them. Okay? So anyway, here's Dracula himself, and this is his girlfriend. I'm not sure. Anyway, so she's on that side, and then these are just candles, and like I said, here I collaged. I just put some book page and collaged it. Here I stamped. This one I stamped in the back, and then I put some little gold drops throughout. I put a little what do you call it, tattered twig, no, what is it, oh, gosh, gathered twigs. I don't know where I got tattered. Anyway, gathered twigs. And so I splattered some gold paint on there. That's my part of what do you call that, oh, my mind is blank. It's afternoon. I guess I don't know what I'm thinking anymore. Or my mixed media. Sorry. Okay, then this one was one of the kits. Let's see, who was that? That was Castle Vampire with Elsie Bell's bookshelf, her kit. And then this was 2, and this one I put so that it would center together because this tree goes to that tree there. And then I just put this one, which was the other page of this one. the other side on over here. So that's what I've done so far. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. That took me all morning. Okay, so I want to make the pocket for this, and I've been wanting to do this one that Rachel did for one of her weekly challenges, and I don't know what the number was, and Tanya also did it. And I think Rachel used book pages and Tanya used digital, I think. But I'm going to use this and this printed on vellum. I could have done it, I could do it on a solid, with a solid vellum. This is gold. It's vellum, but it's gold. But it doesn't, I don't think things show through it very well. They're not going to show through this either very well. But anyway, let's see what happens. Oh, here's another one I did and sewed and didn't put it on the back yet. That was the thing. I was sewing them all, and you know, it just takes time. All right, so let's see. This, I believe I have my ruler here. I don't know what I do with it. Get another one. This one's nice, actually. I don't know where I must have got this at a yard sale. Okay, so I'm thinking like 4.5 inches in width and like 3.5 high. That will leave this part covered here. So on the paper itself, we need to go 5.5 because we need a 1/2 inch on each side for to score. So we need 5.5 going this direction. Okay, and then I can just rip that. Okay, this one here, hopefully straight. Let's see if I got something straight. Okay. Straight enough. We'll just save that for another project. And then we need to go 3.5 up. 3.5 this way. No, I need to go 4.5. 4.5. This way was 5.5 and then 4.5. Let me make sure I did this 5.5. Yeah. So when it 1 inch smaller. Just trying to eyeball this. Cool. Alrighty, so now I need to score it. There's my little score guy. Everything's piled up. So when we do this, we're going to fold this in. So let me score it a 1/2 inch. Then I'll fold it. Oh, didn't even go straight. Okay, so a 1/2 inch at this side. I'll do a 1/2 on this side. And a 1/2 inch at the bottom. I guess we'll make this the bottom. Doesn't matter, it's lace. Look. Okay. And let me fold this so I can get a better crease so I can see it. If you guys have seen this before. I apologize. I try not to make something right after somebody makes it, but I just wanted to. I wanted to make this little pocket. So, and I very seldom make something to see how it works beforehand. I just make it when I need it. Okay, we're going to cut these little edges out. Okay, so those should be like that. Okay. Now, the vellum needs to fit inside of that. And it should be 4.5. Oh, you know what? I allowed for this edge too. So I need to trim this off a 1/2 inch because otherwise it's going to be too square. I don't know if I can rip it off or not. I better cut it. I don't trust that I can rip it properly. So we have to cut a 1/2 inch off here because I should have been just 1/4 inch, not a 1/2 inch to fold. Okay, that'll be fine. I think let me put a little black ink on this. I've had black ink all over me all day. See, this back part is not going to even show unless you want to make it like a floating pocket. All right, so now we should have 4.5 by 3.5 for roundabouts. Okay, so well, that's 4. So that would work that way, yeah. Okay, so this would be 4.5. 4.5 comes to right there. I'm just going to cut it. Sure. What did I do with my mark? Hold on. I'm going to go over a little bit because I don't want this white. Well, I don't want to count that white. So I've got to go all the way over here. I don't want that white to show. I'll just cut this white off. Okay. Okay. So and then this needs to be 3.5. This needs to be 4.5. If I'm doing this right, yeah, I guess 3.5. It's only 3.5 high. Okay. I got it right. Okay, so this goes right inside of here. Yeah, it looks like it's a little too big, so I'll cut it down just a hair. So want to make sure it's straight across the top. Well, darn it, anyhow. Maybe I don't have it far enough over this way. I feel like it still needs just a tad. Okay. That doesn't have to be perfect anyways, because we're going to glue this down. All right, so get this to hold still because it's slippery. I probably need to make a punch up there too, and I don't know if need to make a little punch there. So $1.5, $2.25. Hope that's my line. Hold on, you guys, it just doesn't seem... I think it's because my lead is not even really marking it, because it was all the way up. I'm like, I know I'm blind, but not that blind. All right, let's hope that's it. Okay. Also, I think I'm going to ink this a little. Which I should have probably done that before I put it in there, but we don't need to do the bottom because it won't show. For a second. I don't think it matters which one you glue up first. I'm just going to glue up this bottom. So today is Sunday for me, so I hope everybody had a nice weekend. It's been hot, but tonight I think we're getting that part of that storm, or some rain from it. I don't think the storm is as bad as they thought it was going to be, but I have a guest speaker coming Tuesday, so I'm probably not going to make a video one day. I might, I don't know, but I have a class that I'm going to be doing too, so you know, I'm not going to be home all day, so I can't do a video, and I can never seem to get ahead. Okay. It was one of the subscribers. She's new. I offhand don't remember her name. And she said, I'm going to head off to your Etsy. And it's like, there's nothing in there. Well, there's a couple things, but not really. I can't get enough ahead. Okay, so there's our little envelope. I think it's cute. So, you know, it's, you could use, you know, book page if you wanted. I think that's what Rachel used, and I think that was really cute too. I thought about it, but I had this, so I'm going to glue this on here. And if I leave this open, we could have a pocket in the back as well. Yeah, I'll just leave it open because if I want to go back, I can just tack it down. To me, anywhere you can add another piece of ephemera is good. I mean, a lot of times it makes you feel like you need to make another piece of ephemera, but I'm getting where now I'm just, kind of, if it doesn't have a piece of ephemera in it, I'm not going to worry about it too much. All right, so that's our first little piece of ephemera. Oh, it's a good thing I can see what I'm going to have to do is punch holes before we do ephemera, because I almost forgot that this side gets punched. That happened to me on my last ring bound journal. Yeah, you gotta learn from your mistakes. I didn't learn. I should have paid attention to that. So pay attention to that if you decide you're going to make, you know, your ephemera and glue it on before you punch your holes. I mean, we could punch holes too in these pages and kind of get an idea. I'm still trying to decide whether or not I want to. So this is, say, 9. I used to have one of those rulers with the 0 in the middle, and then you could look at each end. 2 and 7. Would that be 2 of them be enough? I kind of feel like it is. I didn't look at any videos to see where people put them. I was looking to see if I have a ring binding folder handy. I don't know. I think 2 and 7 is good. Let's see what happens. I'm going to mark it. I can always erase it. Okay, so there's the dot for 2. And then, well, I would go up 2 on this side. Let's see, make a dot there. So that would leave me, that's like 4.5 inches in between. So it looks like it would be 2, and then the next one would be 6.5. 2 from there, and 2 from there, which is a little bit lower. Okay. So I wonder, do I need a template? Got this paper right here that would work for a template, I think. And then let's see, we've got to have an edge. You know, that we can lay the template on, like along the edge. So let me find 2 inches is right here. And this looks to be about, hold on, let me see. That's 1/4 of an inch there. Okay. So if we went there and then that's where we punch the hole. So we could lay this right on the edge here and know that that's where we want the hole. Now let me see. Let me do 1/4 of an inch just to make sure that that is enough for our circles. Might have to go in a little deeper. That would be right there. They would be right on the edge. I think that would be fine. It's just, I don't want to make a mistake, because if I do, then nothing I can do about it after that. Kind of think it should go in just a little bit more, but the deeper it is, the harder I think it would be to get the rings, to get the pages to turn. And then if we do it here and here, then, all right, so I'm just gonna set that on here. It's kind of like doing a spine. Get this crocodile. I think come on. My other punch, I think this will work with the rings, the crocodile. This one is bigger. This one might be really hard to punch. Punch this part out. I'm just checking. I know the rings fit on this punch, but I'm not going to want to try to go through all these thicknesses. Oh my goodness. Let's see where this lands us. Let's see if there's any circle left. Yeah. I'm worried about it being too tight for the rings. How am I going to punch this bigger? let's put our little things. And I did a couple that were purple, I thought. Well, it doesn't matter. They look fine. All right, so there's one there. I really can't ink inside those holes. Well, anyway, that's that. So, I left them out. I left them. This whole desk is a mess. Let's see. I think we can try with these. This size here. These are tough to open too. And to close. I don't know how to get them. I can't get it closed. Okay, hold on. I noticed some work better than others. This one does. Let's see how this one works. It's really stiff too. Maybe I just need to loosen it. It's smaller. They're all tough. Okay. All right, those aren't too bad. It's kind of a, I mean, I don't know how I can loosen them up unless there's, yeah, they're like riveted, so you can't like unscrew them a little bit. Imagine over time they will wear. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, so a tag I can stick in there for I have one with skulls on it. The second one here, hallway. I can always make my own tags too. Just print out a page, like that lace page where I have these roses. That might make a nice tag there. And I was going to put cardstock in between the envelopes. And I don't know that that's going to work because when I cut the cardstock in half, it's not as big as the envelope, so it's kind of small. And I think if I need to, I can just up to sew around this. I think that one looks good in there. I need to get a different, another one to go with it is what I mean. Because it's just not, that fits in the back like that. shorter one. Where's the taller ones? Or where's my sample? Is that a bigger one? Yeah, this is the one I like. I might not even be able to see this. My niece, when I made hers, she is a songwriter. And so I had a lot of sheet music, a lot of music, you know, sheet background pages and things like that. So, you know, because that is her interest. Is music. Yeah, I planned for these to be pages, but now that I've cut this out of here, then I might go ahead and do it, because see, I can cut them a little wider. Let me see. There's an envelope. They're still shorter, but not by much. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking on those. Yeah, I might do that. Okay, so here's another tag. It's not embellished or anything, but that covers up the Count Dracula. And I can, I should cut it down. I have to cut it down about an inch. Why not? Okay. So I'll sew around these, put some backing on here, sew it around, put a tie up there, and we have our first little pocket. And then journal cards for inside here. My niece, when I made hers, I ran across these. I put in with the journal a gel pen, a white gel, so she could write on the back of the darker pages, which was cool, because I had a lot of black stuff. I don't remember now. I can't even find the pictures of it, so I don't know what I actually did. Yeah, I know the cover was the book and some roses or something. I don't remember. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys go, because I don't have much else today except making more of these pages. So I'll keep working on that, and then by the next video, maybe I'll have the pages together, and then we can just do the ephemera on it. Keep this for my little template. And I hope you guys enjoyed today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.